Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today we're doing another side-by-side smartwatch comparison between the Galaxy Gear S2 and the Apple Watch. So we're going to compare these two in all the different categories and see which one really is the best smartwatch for you. So the first category we always have to go over is the look and feel category. And in this, let's start off with the Apple Watch. Now the Apple Watch, this is the sport entry level, so the least expensive one, coming in at $399. And really it comes with the regular rubber strap and its own unique way of kind of how you wear it, kind of goes inside, which I'm not the biggest fan of. If you have any kind of hair, it just really kind of doesn't feel comfortable, I would say. However, it has, its square design, very unique, and you can go between all of the different watch faces that you have here, and then you can edit them and change them based on those set of watches. So overall, it's a really simple design, and that's what Apple's known for. Of course, you want simplistic design, and that's what you have here. Now, with the Gear S2, you have a more traditional watch style face, and this is where it really stands out. It is the sport version as well. The regular Gear S2 comes with a rubber strap, just like the Sport does on the Apple one, and it's really good. The glass is a little bit more protective because it doesn't hit at the top, whereas Apple's, of course, goes all the way. Overall, the design is really nice, and that round finish is just a lot better looking to most people. Now, although most people would argue, well, I like a square design better, I like a circle design better. The main thing I think you have to think of is there's no square analog watch face for the Apple Watch. You either get a round face or you get a digital style, but there's no square one, which I find kind of annoying. And I just think that it's a big miss on Apple's part. So for that reason, overall, yes, I would say the Gear S2 wins in the better overall look and feel styling at this price point. Now, when it comes to battery life, these two have just had a huge overhaul in their battery life styling. And with the Apple Watch, I just charged it, being that it's a new review unit that we got. And it took a little while to charge, but the charger is still what gets to me. It's just not, the magnetic is very weak, and I feel that it just does not charge as easily. Not to mention that as far as I've been able to tell in my past experience with Apple Watch, even with the new 2.0 update, it just doesn't seem like it's gotten better with battery life and its overall usage when it comes to the watch itself. So that is a bit disappointing, seeing as I typically got 9 to 12 hours with this watch before it had to go on the charger. With the Gear S2, though, you have a world of difference. I have had this particular watch on since 8 a.m. this morning, and I am at 60%. And that is continuously using it all day and having it a little bit more than halfway brightness throughout the day. And I used it with apps and everything, so it really just stands out as being a superior battery life. This is also with having the always watch face on. Now what that means is that my watch is always on continuously. So yes, I will easily get 2 days with the watch face always on, and with the watch face off, I will still, I could even get as long as 3 days, which I have tested before. So yes, overall, when it comes to battery life, the Apple Watch is left wanting, whereas the Gear S2 definitely takes it in battery life. App support. It's really important on our smartwatch, and this is one place where Apple easily shines above Samsung, and that is just the app support at launch, and that has continued, is much stronger than Samsung's offering. Yes, on Apple, you can almost find a companion, at least, app, if not a standalone one. You can find lots of companion apps to work on the Apple Watch with big name brands like Spotify, Starbucks, really ones that you would really want to have. Although Samsung has done better than its original start in some other areas, having things like navigation, ESPN, Groupon, Yelp, and other solutions, it really just does not have nearly the same. Now, the one thing you can say is that they have some standalone solutions like streaming music to the watch with Wi-Fi connection and no phone in sight. You just really don't have the companion apps that we're looking for, and even ones that we were promised, such as Uber at launch. So for that reason, overall, yes, the app support is going to be far superior on the Apple Watch. Now, when it comes to charging, this is really important, obviously, to your smartwatch. And these two take a similar yet really different approach. So with the Apple Watch, it is a proprietary plug that you have to use this type of plug, which, let's face it, is probably the worst style plug they could have chosen. Yes, it is magnetic, but the magnet loses its connection a lot of times. And a lot of times I come back and it slightly moves, so it didn't really charge. So it can be like a little off and then it didn't charge, or it's taken a long time to charge. And I've experienced this a couple of times in the Apple Watch. So quite frankly, I rather get their third-party chargers that have a nice dock and it just looks nicer and it looks a lot better. Because this one, of course, you do have to take this specific cable and connect it with a USB. So I just find that really unnecessary and a lot more frustrating than it should be. With the Gear S2, Samsung finally did away with the awful multi-charging thing that they had on every different smartwatch, had a different charger. This one, it's simple. It does have a magnetic ability to it too, but it stays put, which is a lot nicer. So this one you can't really mess up. And on the back, it's a standard micro USB. So a lot easier when it comes to charging this one. Not to mention that it's a standard key charger, or key charger. Yeah, a Qi charger. So you can actually use this on any wireless charger really that you have. Now, important to note, you can't leave it like this because it won't charge. So you would have to take off the straps if you do want to use it on any charger. But again, you can use it on any wireless charger. So for these reasons, I definitely like the dock style look of the Samsung more, and it just seems a lot better and more refined than the Apple Watch form of charging. Now, when it comes to input methods, both are similar and have just a slight difference. So with the Apple Watch, you can go to messages. And when you set up a message, you can do either quick replies or set up any kind of preset messages. You can do emojis and choose which one you want. And you can also do voice to text. So those are the three input methods you can do. Now, if they have iMessage, then you also have the ability to do a drawing. So that's its unique feature. On the Gear S2, when you go into the apps, you have messages, and then you have the ability to do a reply. And again, you have the ability to do a quick message. You have the ability to do a voice to text, emojis, and of course you have the ability to do a full keyboard. So the keyboard is a unique feature that you have on here, while as this you have the drawing feature. Because both are unique input methods and both of them are equal basically in the other forms, I would say that we're going to call this one a tie. You either have unique drawing capability on the Apple Watch, or you have the unique keyboard method on the Gear S2. Now, when it comes to calling and text messaging, well, text messaging, they both do have the same ability to reply to any text message. However, calling, this is where the Gear S2 fell flat. Because the Apple Watch, of course, can take a call right on the watch and you can answer it right on the watch. The Gear S and every Gear before could do the same thing. However, on the Gear S2, Samsung for some reason took this feature off. Why? No one knows. It's part of their cutting back, I guess, but it's really silly and stupid. The only ones you can pick up the call with is the connected version, which can range from $299 to $399. So it's a little bit more expensive than the standard version. However, because of that, I would have to give the advantage to the Apple Watch, as all variations can use this ability to take a call. Whereas for the Gear S2, you cannot get the Bluetooth version. You have to get the connected version in order to take a call on the watch. For that reason, the Apple Watch will take the call and text message category. Now, when we go into the extras category, this was kind of tough because really, again, both of the Bluetooth versions have almost the exact same hardware on there. Yes, Samsung has a connected version which also has GPS, but that's not what we're going up against here. For the basic version of both of these two, they almost have identical things in terms of heart rate, fitness, everything you can think of really all around. But the one thing where Apple stands out in is that although both have proprietary bands that you can swap out, Apple's are much more available and accessible. You can get a lot of the Apple Watch bands pretty much anywhere, and a lot of third parties support it. With Samsung, it is almost a month in since their Bluetooth launch, and even without their connected version launch, we still have no swappable bands in stores. So because of that reason, I do have to give it to the Apple Watch, just having overall more accessories at launch. So for the extras category, for having more bands available, Apple Watch will take it. And finally, we come to the price point category. For the Gear S2, the starting price for this basic one that I have is $299. For the least expensive Apple Watch, we are coming in at a price at $399. So for that reason, or I believe they have even one to $349, but no matter what, regardless, the Gear S2 is going to be the least expensive between the two watches. Overall, it's going to be $100 to $50 cheaper depending on which Apple Watch you get for the basic model. But overall, because of that reason, yes, you are going to want to go for the Gear S2 when price is involved. All right, let's tie them up and see who won. When it comes to the look and feel category, the Gear S2 just takes it for having the better overall design and just really good feel on the hand. When it comes to battery life, the Gear S2 easily takes it, outlasting the Apple Watch 2 to 3 times as long as the Apple Watch does. When it comes to app support, however, you're easily going to go for the Apple Watch. Had so many more apps at launch, and it continues to have more apps compared to the Gear S2. When it comes to charging, you're definitely going to want to go with the Gear S2, just a better overall charger and more accessible just because it can work with any wireless charger, as well as it has a back-end plug of micro USB. You have the input method coming in at a tie because Gear S2 has the ability to have a full keyboard, whereas the Apple Watch has the ability to have a drawing style. So for that reason, it will be a tie. When it comes to call and text, you're definitely going to want to go with the Apple Watch just because you can't actually take a call on the Bluetooth model. When it comes to the extras category, again, it will go to the Apple Watch just having way more bands accessible to change your different styles. When it comes to price point, the Gear S2 will again take it, just having the better overall price coming in at $50 to $100 cheaper than the least expensive Apple Watch. And finally, when we tally them all up, the Gear S2 takes it by 1 point. Yes, if you want the better overall look and feel, charging, and definitely battery life along with price, you're going to want to go with the Gear S2. However, if you want more app support and more different bands that you can get, you're going to want to go with the Apple Watch. Alright guys, hope you liked this video. If you did, please give a thumbs up down below. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.